muted Malays. Melayu dibisukan. Look around you, it's very strange. This is a debate about the Malays who have been muted, and 95% of the audience here are Malay, are non-Melayu. Don't it say something about this nation? I mean, look, you can count the numbers, you know, including my pubic hair. My fingers, including my pubic hair, not even 10 of the Malays are here. And this is the state of the nation. This is how the Malay mind had been bongsified. Do you know bongsified is a terminology that I always used, that the Malay mind had been bongsified for the past 52 donkey's years. The way it goes, the process of the bongsification of the Malay mind is quite simple. They use fear. The most important thing is to use fear. Fear is the most important thing that can bongify the mind of the Malays. The Malays are very fearful of new ideas. They are very fearful of differences of ideas. They were made to takut. Orang-orang Melayu di Malaysia ini ditakut-takutkan dengan berbagai-bagai hantu. Yes, it's quite true. There are so many hantus running around. Semuanya menakutkan orang Melayu. Apabila orang Melayu ini jadi takut, maka dia akan bersyukur kepada United Malay National Organisation. Yeah. It's quite simple. Kalau saudara duduk di kampung tu ada pawang. You know, if you live in the kampung there's a bomo, a pawang. So the bomo and bawang will spread news about hantu and all that, and all the orang kampung akan bagi dia telur, ayam, beras, gula. I mean, it's the same thing. The modus operandi of United Malay National Organisation is the same. It's the same. It's the same. So they put fear of you. So they put fear. They use religion, they use sultan, they use Raja Gopal, they use everything. The moment the nation is fearful, you know why? This is so important. Proses pembodohan orang Melayu ini, the process to bongify and to nullify and to stultify the Malay mind is since the time of the British. The British realized that if you recall back in the historical time, I'm sure you are Chinese, you are not lazy readers. Unlike the Malays, they are not only lazy leaders, they are also lazy thinkers. Yes, the Malay are lazy thinkers because somebody think for them. The worst part, who think for them? Muhyiddin Yassin. and Lokman Adam. These are the two. They are in the Malay papers. They are supposedly the thinkers for the orang Melayu. I mean, could you think worse than Lokman Adam as the thinkers for orang Melayu? I mean, so God save orang Melayu. Anyway, so if you read back the history, you say one Malay communist is equivalent to 8 non-Melayu communists. This is how important. So it's have the time. They realize that if the Malay mind is liberated, the whole British colonization is gone. Fair dinkum, kaputted long time ago. It's the same thing. So they do not allow the Malay to have a free mind. Yeah, they do not. They will never allow. Now you can see every day. UMNO was saying DAP pergi surau lah, Lim Guan Eng sembelih lembu lah. Lepas tu, tahun depan, you just watch out, Lim Guan Eng naik haji. So these are the process, and then Lim Kee Siang bersunat. So they will do everything. They will do everything to scare the Malay, because when the Malay is scared, like the Bomo, the Malay will come to them and follow them and kowtow them. This is a trick. This is a trick. So they will not allow the idea. So why this happened is about power. Yeah, the background to this is not about Malay nationalism. It's not about Malay feudalism. It's about power. And you can analyze it about this power. It's also about economic power. It's about economy. It's about dividing the wealth of the country. So this is a trick that has been used for time immemorial, how they colonized the Malay mind. So it is really sad that dissent is not allowed in the Malay community. They will ostracize you if you have a different opinion. I have been accused many things, you know. One of the things I have not been accused that I'm not a Melayu. They can't, because I have a blood of orang asli. They cannot. And you look, they were so worried. They were so worried, you see. They were so worried if the Malays have opinion of their own. This is the biggest threat. You know, the threat to the Malay ruling hierarchy today, if the Malay have an opinion of their own. The Malay were not allowed to have the opinion of their own. So you can see today, particularly if you read Utusan Malaysia lah. You know, if you read Malaysia Kini, got a different. Malaysia Insider got a different. If you read Tukar Tube, it's completely different. So you see how it worked out psychologically. The fear is working. Yeah, the fear is working. After 8 of March, ya, if you look carefully, ya, kalau saudara-saudari memerhatikan, sesudah 8 Mac, sesudah kemenangan daripada Pakatan Rakyat 5 negeri ini, kita lihat bagaimana United Malay National Organisation. I refuse to call them UMNO because it's confusing. You see, if you say UMNO, it sounds like it's a Malay party. It's not. It's United Malay National Organisation. The name itself is not even a Malay. How can there be a national party? The name, you ask them, hey, Datuk Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, kenapa parti saudara ni yang berjuangkan hidup Melayu ni nama dia orang putih? Please, yeah, any one of you, particularly any of you from MCA, ask them. If you are from the AP, they'll throw you out lah. If you are from MCA, you go and ask them why. This is the thing, yeah. This is the thing. Whatever. So they colonize the mind of the Malay. They put fear, and because why? Because this is the way. Yeah, this is the way. It's the same. It's the same in America. It's the same in Great Britain. It's the same in France. They always find fear. Okay. Now, who is the hantu here? Okay. The hantu actually senang dia. Di Malaysia ni hantu orang Melayu ni Cina lah. It's quite simple. No, to be honest with you, the late Ghazali Shafi'i said, call a spade a spade. So I calling this a spade a spade. Hantu orang Melayu ni Cina. Okay. Dia orang China. Tapi kerana partner dia MCA, jadi dia berlapik-lapik lah. Kadang-kadang dia kata bukan dia orang Cina dia kata orang asing. Dan nombor 2, siapa dah? Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore. This has been always their enemy, to imply Chinese and China. So at one stage, they are making the Chinese, orang Cina ni, as hantu, menakut-nakut orang. So the Malays have always this fear, takut kepada. Actually, this fear is actually very recent. It's more so now than before. Post-69, they put this fear into the Malay that the Chinese is taking over the country. My God, why did the Chinese want to take over this country? I found it very strange. This is the most mismanaged country in the world. And the Chinese want to take over. I mean, the Chinese must be mad. But if you do not have an economic analysis to your understanding of whatever society, your analysis fails. Yeah? It is about economy. It is about dollars and cents. It is about property. It is about wealth. It is about distribution of wealth. It is about tanah di UDM. It is tanah dalam pil. It is about tanah di Sungai Buloh. It is about this. So if you fail to understand this about this thing, tidak ada respect dengan perlembagaan lah, do not respect the perlembagaan lah, tidak respect Raja-Raja Melayu lah, ingin mengubah. These are what our friend, the Jewish intellectual, call it manufacturing consent. What is the name of that Jewish intellectual? Noam Chomsky. Ya, tak bersunat pun Noam Chomsky. No, dia bersunat. The Jewish. So, okay. Noam Chomsky say this is manufacturing consent. Mengolah persetujuan. To manufacture the consent so that people will agree. You know. So this is what they do. So they recruit the king, the sultan. They recruit perlembagaan. Now they go. And finally it will come when they start recruiting Allah. Now they're recruiting Allah. So Allah now belongs to United Malay National Organisation. True. They monopolize Allah. Allah only belongs to them. They are the only one to decide who can go to the surau. They decide who can go to this. They can decide this is halal, this is haram. But this is halal, but you pay me money, I'll make it halal. Yes. If you read back the history of Catholicism, it's the same. The modus operandi is the same. There was one of the history long time ago, 500-600 years ago. This is during the Dark Ages. all the European king kena pau oleh the Pope, so that if they have do anything, if they fornicate, if they want to marry many wives, then they send gold to Pope in the Vatican in Rome. So the Pope ring up the telephone, hello Allah. Saya sudah dapat 3 kilo emas lah. Bagi raja ni free, okay lah. So that's what they do. So the same thing here now. So they go all around, this thing haram lah. All this is to put fear. The worst part is yesterday. The statement yesterday by Jakim. It's incredible. I heard it over the news. I do not have television, I do not have radio. But yesterday I was forced to listen to radio because I was in the car with my friend. The news is that Jakim menuntut orang-orang hari raya ini hendaklah menghidangkan makanan halal. Fuck. This is mind-boggling. Since when dah orang Melayu sembelih babi hari raya? I mean, it has come to this level, you know. It has come. I'm not lying. I'm not trying to do what. You go and check to the newspaper. It's a Jakim statement. Offer friend makanan yang halal. Jesus Christ. I mean, I always thought that is babi guling. No, it is not. So this is what is the stage now. It's arrived in our country. Yeah. So anyway, I know we're going to have a good debate. I have cracked up laughing, but this is really a serious matter. But the most discouraging for me this evening is that they are so lacking of orang Melayu. I mean, to me, you see, if you make a comparison between the Chinese media and the Malay media, the Malay media, utusan Melayu, laporan sukan gol tu pun salah. The goal, Manchester United dengan turun, laporan sukan itu pun salah, gol itu pun salah. What about the other news, you know? The other news, it's true. I mean, even that news also they cannot make right. So could you expect how stupefied, how boxified the Malay mind is? Really, you know, really. And then on top of that, really, this is been stupefied. So for the past 50 years, I mean, please, yeah, to the Chinese friends, yeah, have a lot of sympathy to the Malay friends. They are actually bodoh. They have been, you know, really, they have been, the Malays now have become very lazy thinkers, yeah, lazy thinkers, because the intellectual, the professors who have opinionated, all have been thrown away, you know, have been thrown away, and they were no longer in the university, in the chair of knowledge, you know, they are thrown away. So what is left now? People like Nordin Kacha, Zainal Kling, this is half educated. I'm not sure which school they went. Probably he buy the degree, and probably it's kaki bodek. So they are the one who is trying to create the public opinion makers in the media, you know. So unfortunate. So other diversified opinion, I mean, Amir will have one, maybe Zuna will have one. I obviously have donkey's ears. I've been saying so many different things, you know. So these are the things that you have to. So to the non-Malay friends, so have a lot of sympathy to our Malay friend. You see, they have really, their mind have been made very kecil lah. And because their reading material is very limited. The Malay papers is, as I told you. So the time will come, I think, and I hope, if the Malay papers, the Malay media will be like what our friends in the radio station were able to speak in the Malay, then it's okay. But otherwise, I mean, Amir Muhammad film have been banned. Zuna, kartun pun kena ban. Aku just imagine. Nak ketawa pun kena ambil lesen. This is the stage of Persekutuan Tanah Melayu 2010. You want to laugh, you have to have a license.